Today, well, hi. Today I just really wanted to talk about, um, a little bit more about preeclampsia and what it is and stuff like that because, daily from, like, friends or people I see at school or teachers, they ask me a bunch of questions about it, and I feel like I should discuss it more into detail and everything like that because as soon as my daughter was born, um, when they told me what happened, I kind of did a little bit of research, and I've been doing a lot more research lately, just because one of my closest friends is having a baby, and she is showing early signs of preeclampsia, as she was told from her doctor. And I figured, okay, well, I might as well send her the link to one of the websites I researched. Also, because this month is Preeclampsia Awareness Month, and not many people know about that, and not many people even know that's a thing, and not many people really think it's that big of a deal. So let's just get right into it. So basically, preeclampsia is it's a rare but common thing. So 1 out of every 12 pregnant women can end up with it. And basically what it is a condition in which the mother's blood pressure is very, very high. Blood pressures can reach up to about 200 systolic and like 80 diastolic or something like that, or 80 is the number. I meant like 100 because 80 is a normal diastolic number. But basically, preeclampsia can cause really, really high blood pressures, and that's not very good. If you know anything about blood pressure, the normal blood pressure range is between 120 over 80. So to be anything above that is a little bit nuts, or anything below that is crazy. I mean, as long as you're in the range of like 140 over like 83 or something like that, as long as you're like in that range, systolic or diastolic numbers are in the range of the normal, it's somewhat okay. I don't really know how to explain it. But basically, when the mother has the high blood pressures, it can kind of happen early on in the pregnancy, where you could be like 25 weeks pregnant and the baby, well, that's not early, that's kind of like the 5th month or whatever, but you could be 25 weeks pregnant and the baby could be like having problems. So basically what I'm trying to say is, like, preeclampsia can cause problems with the mom and the baby. So with the baby, it can cause liver and kidney problems and even death. And for the mom, it can cause seizures, strokes, liver and kidney problems, and death. Now, the good thing is about my situation is that I was able to keep my baby. A lot of moms, when they go through that, they catch it early on, and there's no way that they can save the baby because the mom's blood pressure was too much, or a seizure killed the baby, or a stroke killed the baby, or something like that. But they were able to save my child, and they were also able to save me. Despite the fact that I was in the ICU and the baby was in the NICU, we were both survivors. We both are here today, and that's literally all we could ask for. Basically, preeclampsia, so when you have that, I'm not really sure what causes you to have, I'm 90% certain it's the high blood pressure that causes like the seizures and the strokes. All I know is that, so when I had it, I had seizures. So before she was born, like the day she was born, I had a total, I think it was 4 seizures total. There was 1 at my house, there was 1 in the ambulance, there was 1 in the ER, There might have been 2 in the ER. I don't know. It was either 3 or 4 seizures total. And the thing is, my mom, like, none of us knew that I was pregnant. So if they would have caught on to the high blood pressure and knew I was pregnant and all that, they would have known it was preeclampsia, and they would have put me on blood pressure medications, which when they do that, you can only be put on certain ones, because if you're put on a certain medication for blood pressure, some of them can be bad for the baby. So they have to kind of pick the right medication, and there's a chance they could put you on bed rest, but they have to monitor your blood pressure every visit. Actually, even more than just the visits, which some people think is weird, but no, you actually have to do that. Sorry. Also, so some people want to know, like, the signs of preeclampsia, because when I said that she's having early signs, I mean, like, she's having high blood pressures, she gets migraines, she gets dizzy, she gets numb in parts of her body, she's been throwing up a lot, which those are all the early signs of preeclampsia. Is nausea, like, later on in your pregnancy, not the morning sickness, high blood pressure, obviously, migraines, and a constant headache that doesn't go away. I had a headache for like 4 straight days, and it was a migraine. So I was in total discomfort. I was not very energetic, really. I just wanted to sleep. And the thing is, like, when I had the baby, it was a day that I had to go to work. I woke up that morning, and I had a migraine, and I felt nauseous. So I went downstairs, and I told my mom I had a migraine, so I laid down on the love seat, and kind of like in a ball, basically. I laid there in a ball because I just wasn't, we're good, got it. So I laid there in a ball and was, like, holding my head because I wasn't feeling well, and I told her, I said, I think I'm going to be sick. Well, she called off of work for me, basically, and then I told her, I said, I think I'm going to be sick. So she got a trash can for me, because the bathroom was occupied at the moment. She got a trash can for me, and I threw up. And then my arm went numb, and then it started, like, moving. Like, it was going up in the air like this. I think it was this arm. I don't remember. But it was going up in the air, and, like, I was just, I don't remember much. I don't even remember what happened after that, because, like, that's when my seizure began. The first one, at least. My mom wound up calling 911, because why are you going to drive someone to the hospital when they're having a seizure? They can just die in the back seat, because you can die from seizures. But, basically, so she called 911, and that's basically what happened. So when I say that the baby and the mom can have liver or kidney problems, I actually mean that, because we didn't think anything was wrong with my daughter. Now, yeah, she was premature. She was born a month early. She was premature, and they didn't think there was anything wrong. They thought she was, perfectly healthy. She was going to be okay, everything like that. But she wound up having, we just found out recently, a kidney issue. Actually, we found that out when she was like 4 months old in November. And we've been following up with CHOP, but we found out, like, what was causing it. So her kidney and her bladder, basically, and she's had UTIs, and she's been running fevers and all that. So the preeclampsia did affect her in a way. So we know what the result, like, we know what is causing her to be sick, and in the long run, it can fix itself. So you don't have to be scared. And I know I said that a lot of moms lose their kids, or the kid loses the mom during the whole thing. Like, you can either lose both of them, the mom and the baby, or you can lose one or the other. And that's the thing about it. That's scary to a lot of people. But in reality, it's not as bad as it seems, because if you catch it early on, like I said, they can monitor those things. They can take the best care of you possible, the best possible care of you, and it can be prevented. Not really prevented, but like it can be taken care of, basically. So, I don't know. I know it sounds scary, but when you look at the people who survived it, like for example, my daughter and myself, and I know my mom has survived it as well. So when you look at the people who have survived this illness, well, condition, I don't want to call it an illness because it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but either way, when you look at the people who survived this, baby and mother, you know it's possible to come out with both lives. Like, I don't know. But if you guys have any more questions about anything that has to do with it, either you can Google it or you can ask me and I can give you some more answers. I know I didn't really go into too much detail or too much depth about this, just because I'm not an expert. But if you're pregnant and you are experiencing any of the following symptoms: migraines, constant migraines that don't go away, nausea in your second to third trimester, very high blood pressures, fatigue, dizziness, what's the other ones? I can't even remember what the other ones were. But anyways, you guys know, like I listed them twice. Well, technically 3 times, but twice. But you guys know, if you guys are experiencing any of those symptoms that I've listed, you know, contact your doctor if you're pregnant. Not just because you're experiencing like dizziness and stuff. I mean, yeah, contact your doctor if you're experiencing that stuff and you're not pregnant, because, you know, maybe there's something going on. But mostly if you're pregnant. Because it could be that, or it could just be, you know, just a regular body reaction. But like I said, it happens to every 1 in 12 pregnant women. So it's rare, but it's common at the same time. But if you have been diagnosed already with preeclampsia, don't freak out. Don't be terrified. I mean, there's people who have experienced it who are here today and healthy, and their kids are healthy. Yes, some people don't survive it, and that's what's scary, and that's why people raise awareness, because people die from these things. But in all reality, in my opinion, be strong. Especially because if you freak out about it and stress about it, it's going to cause more problems for your baby anyways, because you're already putting that stress on the child. But, I mean, just hang in there and be strong for you, be strong for your baby. Talk to your doctors. Do what you gotta do. So, yeah. Anyways, that was it for today's video. I know it wasn't really interesting to a lot of you guys, and I don't know how many views this is gonna get, because it's really not something that you look up on YouTube. It's not something that's very, very common. But share this to people who are pregnant, or that you know who might have that condition, anything like that. Whatever you want to do, share this to your friends who aren't even pregnant. I don't care. But I just wanted to update you guys, because literally I get questions every day at school about, well, how did you not know you were pregnant? Well, what is preeclampsia? Did you die and come back to life? Is the baby okay? Like, stuff like that. Like, people ask me constant questions, because my story is nuts. My story is something that I will never, ever, ever forget, and neither will my family. So, I will see you guys in my next video.